Let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God. So let things be exactly as they are. And you and me will live in peace. Kumbaya. Oh goodness. Hey everybody. Hey Marisol, thank you. Wow. I guess I'll start off by saying if you haven't heard, or if you're listening and you haven't known what's been going on for the past couple of weeks, my husband, Reverend Glen Ganaway, the love of my life, passed away on Thursday, very suddenly. And I will explain a little bit about that, but it was a shock. And I was certainly, I still am, obviously, quite devastated, actually. Those are the feelings that are happening right now. I know that's not true, however, and I'm not devastated. You know, I'm going to try to share what has kept me in the knowledge of the truth over this past week. And there's so many things that go with that. So I may ramble a bit, and I have some songs I want to share. So bear with me if I get a little out there. You know, you can always unmute and say, you know, Yolanda, come back to us. I think before I start talking about anything, I'd like to sing a song. So luckily, the night Glenn passed away, I thought the doctor had called and said, please come back to the hospital as quickly as you can. And I did. And Spirit reminded me to bring my guitar with me. So as Glenn was going into the next incarnation, I sang 3 songs to him, actually. 2 of them we're going to save for his memorial, which will be at this time on May the 5th, and Regina and Jacqueline will help me facilitate that. But this one, I sang to him as he was transitioning, and it's a prayer. It's a Kundalini prayer mantra in Sanskrit, and the prayer is Ad Gure Name. We used to sing this every time we would get into the car, and we would just sing it spontaneously, you know, whenever we got upset about something. And the translation is, I bow to the primal source of creation. I bow to the wisdom through the ages. I bow to the true source of creation, the true identity of self. I bow to the great unseen wisdom. Guru Deve Name. So, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Jill. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I really am. It was certainly one of our favorites too. And just a note, I'm gonna certainly keep this time slot. It's been our time slot for a really long time, and I'm gonna keep this time slot. I may possibly, I'll talk to Shauna and everybody later. I may possibly give up the time slot for Sounds of Awakening because I may fold in what I've been doing with Sounds of Awakening into this time slot. My teaching and my gift and my way of expressing my spirituality is more through music and song than it is through quote unquote teaching. And of course, I guess that's what made me and Glenn such a good pair together, because he was the teacher and I was the music minister. And he always said, "We're the Jim and Tammy Faye of ACIM." Thank you, Regis. I used to like that. It was cute, very cute. I want to share the lessons that brought me through this time, but before I do that, there's a couple things that I found going through his books and journals. Reverend Susan Telford has a Sunday morning program that she calls Lectio Divina. And Glenn loved that program. I did too. I always love everything we do here, but Glenn was so into that program because he loves poetry and he loves Rumi, and he enjoyed analyzing along with Reverend Susan. And so she asked me to give her 3 of Glenn's favorite Rumi poems for her program on March 31st, and we're gonna discuss those together. So I'm not gonna go deeply into this, but because this is what I want her to share and us to talk about then, but I can't help but share it with you right now, because to me it really I don't know, I was looking for an answer. Why, God? I think Jacqueline was on the phone with me, when I was shaking my fist at Glenn's picture and I was going, why? And Jacqueline was so sweet. Well, first of all, thank you, Jacqueline and Rhoda and Marisol and Shauna and, everybody, George and Reverend Jackie Walden, and just, oh my God, Sina, oh my God, everybody has been texting me and calling me, and it just means the world to me. It just literally means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. But, so Glenn loved this book, The Essential Rumi, and if you look at it, he's got it all marked up, of course, all over the place. So it was hard to pick 3 that, because he has them all so marked up. But this one, which Susan is going to dive into more deeply, but I just really had to share it with you right now, because it sort of answers to me that question of why, and I know there's really no answer. It's just what is, and actually my my spiritual aspiration for 2024 was let things be exactly as they are. That's when the clock struck midnight, 2023 going into 2024, I knew that this was my spiritual aspiration for 2024. So so that's it, That's totally it. And I'm working with that. I'm using it every moment of every day. Um, so this poem, uh, this book is divided into different sections, and it's in the first section. The first section is called The Tavern. Now, if you know Glenn, he liked to drink a few beers. He was fun that way. And so I thought that was particularly interesting that he loved this poem. So the poem's is actually called Who Says Words with My Mouth? That's an inquiry right there, isn't it? And it goes like this. All day I think about it. Then at night I say it. Where did I come from? And what am I supposed to be doing? I have no idea. My soul is from elsewhere, I'm sure of that, and I intend to end up there. This drunkenness began in some other tavern. When I get back around to that place, I'll be completely sober. Meanwhile, I'm like a bird from another continent sitting in this aviary. The day is coming when I fly off, but who is it now in my ear who hears my voice? Who says words with my mouth? Who looks out with my eyes? What is the soul? I cannot stop asking. If I could taste one sip of an answer, I could break out of this prison for drunks. I didn't come here of my own accord, and I can't leave that way. Whoever brought me here will have to take me home. And that's what made me stop in my tracks. Whoever brought me here will have to take me home. That makes so much sense. This poetry, I never know what I'm going to say. I don't plan it. When I'm outside the saying of it, I get very quiet and rarely speak at all. We have a huge barrel of wine, but no cups. That's fine with us. Every morning we glow, and in the evening we glow again. They say there's no future for us. They're right, which is fine. Oh, goodness. When Susan asked me his favorite poems, that's the first one I turned to, and it's all marked up, and it just seems so appropriate to the circumstances, so I wanted to share that with you. I also found written in the front of this book this quote, and he didn't even say who it was by, but it goes like this. Don't be satisfied with stories, how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth without complicated explanation, so everyone will understand the passage we have opened to you. So he certainly created his own myth. So I think what I'd like to do, thank you for all the notes in the chat. I do appreciate that so much. All right. And then after the video, I'm going to share the Course in Miracles lessons, which I'm going to start from the day that he really got sick, and I'm going to share all the lessons of that week and what they meant to me, and I think hopefully what I'm learning and remembering. One thing I will tell you right off that I am totally remembering is, and I mean about the truth of us, not remembering memories or something. I mean about the truth of us, is that we are one. And this is so real to me now. Never before have I truly understood this, but I know Glenn is with me, and I also know that he's, you know, part of all that is. So something about that, this is the most meaningful relationship in my life. This is the one that I've given the most meaning to. Um, and, you know, even when my parents passed and everything, of course I loved them and I was touched and moved by that. But, you know, I've never had a relationship with anyone that was this deep. So when he passed, the energy was like he never left. And I still feel that way. He's here with me. He's here with us right now. And also, he's beyond all of this, of course. And it's so unusual and so beautifully satisfying in some way that I'm not alone and friendless. I mean, all of you are here, and you have shown me over and over and over how much you care, and that's astounding. I'm flabbergasted. We always have been flabbergasted by the beauty and love of this community. But it even goes beyond that. And the oneness that we are is, well, who can describe it? But the felt sense of it now is so strong. And we used to laugh, me and Glenn, we would be like, you know, well, we're in the sanctuary all the time, and a lot of you have never met in person, and you know, things like that. But the connection is so strong, and I was always like, well, we're living in virtual reality anyway, you know. And the physicality is just like being on the hologram, you know, or whatever, the holodeck in Star Trek. And I've never not felt connected to y'all when I'm here, and it's very similar feeling. You know, Glenn's not here sitting right beside me, but he is. You know, and so that's the feeling. So, it's very interesting and strange. It's very weird, but it's okay. It's okay. It's what is. And so I can be with that. So okay, so let's ring the bell. Oh, didn't even stop sharing the last time. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Once again, here we are with our mighty companions in this beautiful sanctuary, co-creating together a circle of unconditional love. And in this circle, we welcome everything that we like and everything that we don't like. And today I have to tell you that I do not like it. I do not like it that my husband is not with me in the physical. I don't like it at all. And I will breathe through it, and I will feel it. I will feel every bit of it. And me and Anne and all of you will do it together. We'll feel our feelings. We'll move through it all. And we'll remember who we truly, truly are. And that is love. Blessed be. And so it is. Oh, beloved, you are mother and father. You are friend and companion. You are riches. You are wisdom. You are the eternal divine guide. Twameva mata, chapita twameva. Twameva bandush, chasaka twameva. Twameva vidya, dravinam twameva. Twameva sarvam, mama deva deva. I was sinking in despair, far from the shore, feeling sorry for myself, sinking to rise no more. But the mighty Mama Deva heard my cry. From the waters lifted me, now safe am I. Love lifted me, oh love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. All my heart to love I give, ever to grace I'll sing. In this presence daily live, ever to faith I'll cling. Love so mighty and so true merits my soul's best songs. Faithful, loving service to all life belongs. Twameva mata, chapita twameva. when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. Love lifted me. Oh, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Love lifted me. Oh, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted Okay. Thank you. Um, that song I wrote after my mom passed, and so when the picture comes on of the young woman, that's my mom, uh, 16 years old. Thank you, Marisol. Oh, by the way, I want to thank Marisol came over yesterday. I was so thrilled to see her. She lives just over in New Jersey, not too far. And so she came over, she brought me an apple pie. We had some wine and some roasted chicken, and it was lovely. So, once again, Marisol, thank you. And so anyway, that song I wrote after my mom passed, and Glenn filmed all of that for me. So I cherish that video. There's several of them that he filmed of me, so I see his love for me looking through the camera lens there. And Kate just popped in on the chat saying she had to go, and I just appreciate it, Kate, for you staying up so late. I know it's late over there, so thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Jill. I'm seeing all the comments. Y'all are sweet. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so my heart's a little funny right now, and it's okay. But I really, really I want to share these lessons with you. So let me attempt to do that. Okay. Well, Glenn passed on Thursday, March 14th, at 11:15 p.m., and I will tell you the significance of that in just a little while. But Glenn had never been sick. Like, we've been together for 20 years. I'd never known him to be sick, like, ever. Like, get a cold, even. Like, 1 year, maybe 3 years ago, right before the pandemic, actually, he got a really bad flu. And that was the first time in our entire lives that I had actually seen him get sick. Now, I'm HIV positive, and he was always like, I'm going to outlive you, And, we expected it to sort of go that way, but the official cause of death was cited as heart attack, but there were underlying issues that had been brewing for many years. Glenn, in his youth, was an IV drug user and an alcoholic, and he wouldn't mind me telling you this. I think he's told you that himself. And he contracted hepatitis C, And it took many years, but the hepatitis C really damaged his body. And so it just all came to a head on March 14th, in 2024. And the doctors at the hospital and his primary care physician all said there was absolutely nothing that could have been done about it. So let me let me share with you how that week went, starting on Monday. Um, Monday of that week was when he first really started having really bad symptoms. He developed acid reflux, and so we were thinking that, okay, well, finally he would go to the doctor. I was like, he never went to the doctor either, So I forced him to go that day because the allergic reaction had swollen his face, and so we went to the doctor that day, and she she put him on cortisone and nebulizer to sort of try to shrink the swelling and stuff. And so the Course of Miracles lesson that day was, I will there be light. It's lesson 73. I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. So, wow. I will there be light. So I'm working with this. And I kind of don't know what it means, right? I'm sort of like, I will there be light. There's no darkness, and I'm like, oh, good. That's a sign. He's gonna come back to me. Well, this is not exactly what happened, but I had this feeling of peace, and I think that Rhoda called me maybe that day or the next day or somewhere around that time, and I explained to her, well, there's something really going on, but I have some sort of feeling of peace. And she was like, you don't have to have a feeling of peace if you don't want to. So I was very grateful for that. Like, I'm trying to hold it up for everybody, so that was okay, but actually I still did. It was like this odd sense of peace. And I kept asking Spirit, but this is how I asked it. I said, is Glenn going to live? And Spirit kept saying yes. And I would ask it over and over, but I said it that way. Is Glenn going to live? I didn't say, and I didn't think to say, is his body going to be healed and will he come back and sit with me at home and be, we watch TV like usual. I didn't say that. I said, will Glenn live? And Spirit kept saying yes. And so there was something about that lesson that brought me a peace. Because darkness is not my will. It's just, it's not my will. I will there be light. So on Tuesday, the lesson was, lesson 74, there is no will but God's. Oh boy, listen to this. Oh, goodness. So, there is no will but God's. I cannot be in conflict. By this time, I'm like, what? What do you mean? That was probably the day Jacqueline called me. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, but it gets better. Oh, this is really funny to me. Okay, there is no will but God's. I cannot be in conflict. Then the next piece of it is, I am at peace. Nothing can disturb me. My will is God's. My will and God's are one. God wills peace for his son. So is that Is that what I was sensing? That is the peace. That was the peace, perhaps, that I was sensing. Very interesting. I kept repeating that to myself all day, even though I was like, "Arr." And then there's what oh, and here's the censure on that day. This sentence that you're supposed to repeat to yourself if you're a good course student, like Glenn would say. Here it goes. There is no will but God's. I share it with him. My conflicts about blank cannot be real. So my conflicts about what Glenn is going through, what it means to me, what, my heart is breaking and all this, my conflicts about all that cannot be real. Wow. Wow, it sure feels real. Wow. So I just sat with that, you know. I just sat with that. So, this is Tuesday, and by Tuesday night I had been giving the nebulizer, and he was opening up a little bit. He was still his throat was closed. It was hard for him to breathe, and so we had to prop him up in bed so he could sit up straight so he could breathe. So we went to bed that night, and he was breathing. But at 3 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday morning, he jumped out of bed and flailed his arms and fell. And, I was in bed with him, so I ran to catch him, and literally I caught him in my arms. And he was not breathing. So, I called 911 and blah, 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 and all of that, and he wound up in the hospital and this, that, and the other. But they were going to pronounce him dead in our apartment here, but they felt a pulse. So it was so interesting because I was like, wow, what's going on now? And what I sort of am putting together is that, they took him to the hospital and put him on life support. He still didn't, he couldn't breathe on his own, and his organs were sort of stabilizing because of the drugs they were giving him. But I felt like he was holding on to the body until his family could arrive, and they were driving from North Carolina. So that was interesting to me there. My conflicts about, Glenn's passing cannot be real. That's interesting. So then the next day, Wednesday, by this time it's Wednesday, I'm in the hospital all day, and the lesson for that day is the light has come. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. And then the very last thing, it says, should you be tempted, say to anyone who seems to pull you back into darkness, the light has come. I have forgiven you. No, and that was when I forgave Glenn. Oh, my husband just beeped me. Did y'all hear that? Oh my God, I'm keeping his phone on because of things like that. Oh my goodness, I'm like, he does this. Okay, great. He knows I've forgiven him. Okay, yay. And I've forgiven God. I've forgiven myself. Wow, that was great. Yay. Now I know all of this is in the fourth principle of God. I realize, I realize what's going on here. I'm not like out there in outer space or anything, don't worry. Because really the four principles of God teaching is something I've also been looking at every day. I mean, and then Regina's last teaching on the duality of consciousness just blew my mind. So I know I at least have an understanding of what's going on. But yeah, Shauna, it is. It's such a confirmation for me right now. I'm just thrilled that happened. So anyway, so the light has come. I have forgiven you. That was Wednesday. And then Thursday is the day he passed. And guess what the lesson is? Lesson 76, I am under no law but God's. Well, that certainly gave me a laugh because if you know anything about Glenn, you know he's like an anarchist preacher. I'm your favorite anarchist preacher. And I'm the love of his life. He would always end every program like that, you know. And but he was really, and what he meant by anarchism, in case anybody doesn't gets triggered by that word, is without a leader. What he felt was that Awakening Together was essentially an anarchist group because we all share, you know, we share the responsibility. The organization is shared. Regina shares ministerial duties with everyone, and we have rotating ministers every Sunday. And he felt all of that was demonstrating what he genuinely spoke of as anarchy. So I hope you will, if you ever had a conflict with him saying what he did, I hope you will now understand that that's what he meant. And I always kept trying to get him to really understand how he used, to explain to you guys how he used the word, but he just felt like, no, it's okay, you know. You know, he just felt like, I'm just going to be who I am, and, you know, they'll understand, you know. And so, and I think you all do, but I wanted to make that really clear. Oh, I'm glad, Jacqueline. I'm glad that was a helpful explanation. Good. Yeah. So I am under no law but God's. You can't tell me what to do and when to go and what to. I'm going. Now, Glenn and I have hosted a Wednesday night ACIM group for 15 years at this point. And when pandemic came, we moved online in another platform. That's why I don't have an opportunity to participate in Wednesday night events here in the sanctuary because we're keeping it going now. And so that group was so funny. The other night we met this past Wednesday, and somebody in the group said, well, how can you blame him? He was like, he was getting a glimpse of glory, you know what I mean? And how could you blame him, you know, for wanting to be there? And I don't. I really don't. I get it. Had I been presented with the same opportunity to see what was there and to make a decision, you know, about being in the oneness, or, you know, I mean, really, I'm sure I would have done the same thing. Thank you, Inka, for that beautiful note. I appreciate that, sweetheart. I really do. So anyway, the day he passed, I am under no law but God's. But that was Thursday, and the very next day, on Friday, oh my goodness, lesson number 77, I am entitled to miracles. Oh my goodness. I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. We are entitled to miracles. We are miracles. And doesn't, of course, say in the beginning of the explanation of what miracles are is that, you know, if miracles aren't happening, then, you know, something's wrong. I think it's something like that, you know. But, you know, that's the way we lived our lives, and I will continue to, is to look for the miracles in everyday events, everyday happenings. You know, it's a wonderful way to walk through the world. And so with that, it sort of ended the week, and you know, his relatives were here. They got here in time to say goodbye, and actually it was quite beautiful. Several friends of mine in the city came before he died also, and we held a circle of love around his bed, and we did the bell ringing, and one of my friends, Carolyn, anointed him with lavender oil. And it was another one of our friends who's the pastor of Unity of New York was there, and he is a former Buddhist. He used to live in a Buddhist monastery, and he did a Buddhist prayer, and we we released him. You know, we said to him, "It's okay to go. We'll miss you." And it was a beautiful experience. So I actually want to sing another song for you, and then if you have anything you'd like to share, I would love for you to. But I feel really moved to share this with you now. So. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all. Every day in every way I keep my heart open. I know that sounds crazy when the world seems broken. I invite you to see, believe the darkest hour comes before the dawn. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all. Loca samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka somasta sukino bhavantu. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all. Okay. Well, thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. Oh, go ahead, Regis.
All right. Hello. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, first of all, I didn't know until you said it today. And so,
Oh,
yeah, so my first comments were I was completely in the dark. So,
oh goodness.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So you are radiant,
oh,
and to the light. It was not me placating because I didn't even know what had happened.
oh,
But you are glowing and radiant, and I know Glenn is with you and God is with you because we can see it radiating out of you.
yeah.
so so I'm still. shocked, honestly,
I am too.
because I this is my first of hearing it, and you said so much that I could talk for 15 minutes. But rather than that, I'm just gonna say what y'all meant to me ever since day one that I met you guys online. Um, I talk to my wife all the time
Mhm.
about the power that a couple has when they work together in love.
Yes.
And the way that I have watched y'all demonstrate that, it means a lot. It has meant so much to me.
Yeah.
A few months back, y'all were on here, and yeah, I forgot the topic, but y'all was talking about giving each other the space to be crazy.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And boy, it's like, man, yeah, that's it. Because I'm in a relationship and living with someone, and being in a relationship like that is meant so much to me to hear you all
Yeah.
say that and to watch you all. And like, yeah, yeah, you gotta stop tripping out because they tripping out.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like
Exactly.
it's like
Mhm.
just over the years. So it meant a lot, and I'll stop right there in
Oh.
case anybody else want to say something.
Oh, Regis, thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, goodness. Well, there's so much we could say, I suppose, but wow. What, I guess what really drives it home is a couple of things. You know, what you said, Regis, that when people join together in love, the effect is so powerful, and that's what we do here at Awakening Together. Anyway, thank you so much for that. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I think I'm just gonna leave it right there for today. I'll be back next, next week and the week after and stuff, and I'll have more to share. And it won't always be about Glenn's death, believe me, but or Glenn's passing. But I just thank you for being here with me on this special day. Thank you. I love you. Listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one, and she will tell you how to act like it.